you not agree that the mania surrounding celebrity is reaching an unhealthy level?
No, I don't. My clients want to feel more connected to those people that they see in the magazines and on television.
Brandon, son of David Cronenberg, proves he's a chip off the old block with this modern-day vampire story about a bespoke clinic that sells celebrity viruses and a meat market that peddles celebrity skin. It's a film of gleaming white surfaces that will soon be smeared with blood.
Have you started bleeding yet?
Peter, I worried that Brandon Cronenberg had caught his dad's virus on this film.
Oh yeah, I mean the ironies are just irresistible. This is an interesting movie in some ways. I've sat down and watched it twice, and each time I've marvelled at the formidable focus and consistency that Brandon Cronenberg brings to it. But each time I was sort of defeated by the message, which is sort of celebrity culture, don't you hate it? I'm thinking, wow, when is somebody going to make a movie about celebrity culture being so great? Because at the moment, you know, whenever you see a film attacking celebrity culture, performed by actors who, of course, are yearning to be famous, something about you wants to throw up your hands and say, well, yes, really. It's very yucky, it's horrible, it has the courage of its convictions. You can't watch it without that skin-crawling sense of sort of body horror and hypodermic needle horror that he brings to it with his dad's early work, obviously foremost in his mind. And it is well acted, it's well put over. But at the end of the day, I was just defeated by it. I just thought, so what? I don't buy it. So what? You know, I'm not that interested in celebrity culture as a subject, really. I mean, we all say, you know, we are more and more obsessed with celebrity culture. I'm not sure that we are. I mean, we were obsessed with celebrity culture back in the 20s and 30s as well. I have to say it's a bit of a no from me, but I'm certainly fascinated to see what he's going to go on and do next.
Catherine, did this strike you as a film for our times?
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I mean,
in the worst possible way.
I mean, and it, you know, it's sort of tickling in a sort of, you know, muted way, but it felt like a short film that was miles too long, and it had the sort of gleam of a commercial. You know, it felt incredibly well funded for a first film, and which is, you know, it may well be just fair enough, but I don't know. It struck me. It felt very studenty on some level. I thought, you know, it felt like a sort of short story that somebody had written when they were 17.
Peter, we're saying that it's heavily indebted to his father, David Cronenberg's early work, which was groundbreaking at the time. The whole body horror culture of the 1970s almost came out of a historical reality and deep cultural concerns about man-made cancers and artificial insemination and things like that. Here, it suddenly feels a bit dated.
It does feel dated. It feels very regressive almost. I felt that it was being applied to something which I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the moral imperative behind it at all. It seemed very forced to me. And, you know, especially as we've all lived through David Cronenberg evolving away from all those things. I mean, the fascinating thing about Cronenberg is that he's evolved away from those early body horror concerns, and yet there are strands of it still in his creative DNA. And to be suddenly confronted with what looks, as Catherine rightly says, looks like a student film which takes us back to square one, is a bit disconcerting.
I don't understand how this isn't considered cannibalism.